Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. This is your host on Moment with Koti. My name is Koti. I want to use this opportunity to thank as many who have always supported me, sharing my videos to their community, sharing to their WhatsApp status, sharing to their Facebook page. I really don't want to take you for granted. I thank you for the new people who have added to my space. Thank you so much for being a force to reckon with. God bless you. And I want to tell you that God is going to give you a gift before the year runs out that will show you that it's a prayer I really prayed for you. You are going to get a special gift to the glory of God just because you supported me. Yes, I am that special to God. He will do it. So keep watching and do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to turn on your notification. There are 3 bells. Turn on the first one so that you always get notified each time I put up a post. Keep watching. So today I want to talk about this boarding school. You know, since this boy's death, Sylvester's death, it's been so traumatic for me. I avoided discussing anything that related to that because I could imagine how someone will give birth to a child and sends the child to school and then the child dies. See, I've never been a lover of boarding school because when I was a little child, I think I was a child in nursery school. I was in a boarding house. You won't believe it. As much as the woman who owns the school tried to instill discipline and order, there were people who were there to plant mischief, to carry out that. I remembered someone very close to the owner of the school, I don't want to mention names, tried to touch my private part. She tried to introduce me to something I didn't know. And then I remembered resisting. It was when I became an adult, I began to understand that she was trying to introduce me to lesbianism. And I didn't allow that. So one of these days, we're in Ikom, the other school center in Ikom, we're now boarders there. One of those days, somebody made me fall. I had a dislocation on my hand. I didn't know it was their gang. I didn't still understand. And then we went to swim in Ikom River and she pushed me to the deepest part. This person very close to the owner of the school. She was already a big person. She pushed me to the deepest part of the river and I began to see things down the river. But God helped me. It was as I grew up I got to know what she was trying to introduce me to. I'd always said I never wanted my kids to be in boarding school. I remembered like 1st of November when my kids came back with that report and I removed them from their school. They were not boarders. It's a day school, so I had an opportunity to find out what happens in their day-to-day activity. And I now removed my kids. People were like, I was overreacting. But when Sylvester died, they came to tell me, that I was not really overreacting. Nigerians, why do you wait until things become so bad before you react? Let me ask you a question. The boarding school of those days and the boarding school of now, are they the same? In those days, you see boarding schools that they feed you so well, but now you will eat like even prisoners eat better than boarding school children. In most boarding schools, I'm telling you this, there are some boarding schools that they pay so much, but the teachers bully the students. The students bully themselves. Okay, fine, boarding school is okay for you. I agree boarding school is okay for you, but let me ask you a question. I'm not saying you should not put your child, by all means put your children in boarding school. You say you want your child to be independent. So you mean you cannot instill independence at home for your child? Well, For me, my kids are young, but I call them for meetings whenever I see that things are not working out well in my own house. I ensure that my children do their house chores. They have it and they know it. Every week we change routine. We change it. So if you are telling me that because if the child is at home, the child would not read, then you are beginning to make me feel that you are a failed parent. If you are telling me that if your child is at home, the child will not be responsible, then you are telling me that you are a failed parent, because I know a lot of people who never went to a boarding school and they are still responsible because their parents, both parents, not just the mother, they put their heads together to ensure that those children became something important and not bring shame to them. It is in boarding school that somebody very close to me learned how to do examination malpractices, and when he mentioned it to his father, the father was shocked that the son could know that while he was in a normal school, he never knew what examination malpractice was. It was in a boarding school he knew. And the father so beat him up because he did not know that it was what was being introduced into the school system by some teachers. It was in a boarding school. It is in a boarding school that my friend learned lesbianism and decided to come and practice it on me as an adult in the university. I called her to order. I said, girl, you can't try this in my house. She pretended to be spending the night in my house. And then I overheard our conversation when I did not accept that. She's going to watch this video, but I'm sure she has repented because I don't understand. It was in boarding school. Let me even tell you something. There are schools, boarding schools, especially girls, single boarding school, that's not mixed sexes, but single boarding school where you have the boys alone, the girls alone. You don't want to know the things they do there. That your child does not come home to tell you the kind of horrible experiences they go. Some of you tell me, my children are open to me. My children tell me everything. My dear, forget it. There are some things that the people have so threatened your children not to say. When you see your child who is very lively, all of a sudden becoming a quiet person, you need to find out what is happening. Don't tell me it's because of boarding school trying to put... So you are telling me that if a child to be expressive is bad? So a child who is now withdrawn is now... Because let me tell you, you will understand the repercussion of these things you are doing to your children down the road. If your children are going to a good school where you know that there's transparency, good for you. But my dear, you cannot tell me that somebody who is an outsider will take care of your children more than you, the mother or the father. How will you tell me that it's boarding school that makes your child responsible? What is your duty? Your number one assignment on earth is to take care of those children God has blessed you with. There are a lot of people who want to take care of these children but do not have children. And you are privileged enough to have children. You are telling me it is because so that they will be responsible, so that they will read their books. So all these people that went to village schools, that did not go to boarding schools, and they are so intelligent, they needed to be in boarding school to read their books. If your children are at home, you'll be able to interact with them. Find out. Let me even tell you something. Let's forget about being responsible and all that. Let us also ask. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Our children are with us from the day they were born to secondary school. That's the only time, primary to secondary. You now carry your children, put them in a boarding school after primary school. They are in boarding school. When they go to university, they are not with you. Please tell me, what did you instill in that child from just primary school? Is it the primary school staying with you that will make that child to become what you want them to be? That boarding school where you keep a child, you only visit that child once a month, and you think that is enough? How many hours do they give that child for you to speak with them? Imagine Sylvester had told the parent in October about the things that have happened to him, and they told him not to worry, that the school said they have handled it. The school said they have expelled those boys, only for the sisters to discover that it was a lie. They never expelled them, and it's the same boys that killed him. And some people are saying it's possible that the boys did not do it. The boys did not do it, so who did? And I'm so offended that even the school is keeping quiet. My dear, if a school is keeping quiet, the parents are still there doing what? Why are your kids in that school? Or are you waiting for it to happen to you before you have sense? A child will be bullied in the day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to Thursday. Let me tell you something. There are times you think your children have told you everything. Sorry, it's not possible. Because even the ones that come home and you ask them, they forget some things. How much more the one you keep in a boarding school where all the different characters are, they teach them. Let me tell you, it's even possible for them to have killed this Sylvester. I'm sure they tried to introduce him to becoming a homosexual, into this homosexuality kind of a thing. I don't even know the word to call it. To be a gay. They wanted to introduce him to be a gay, and he refused, because I feel that the only thing that gays can kill, they go to any level. Lesbians and gay, they can kill. They can kill. Because they have introduced this to you and you don't want to accept. They know that you now know who they are. They want to kill you so that they don't... how can you mix chemicals and give to somebody's child to drink? And from the way this thing happened, I suspect that there was sniper in that chemical they mixed. It's just because it's a little boy, he's not grown, so his organs in the body are still fresh. And that was why he could even stay for that long before he died. And the school is not saying anything. If the school do not have a hand in this, then they should have just brought out those children to face the law. And you parents who are picking your children, traveling out of the country because they have caused problem, let me tell you something. Karma's revenge is very sweet. When it comes back, you won't believe it. Your own children are good to be alive when they have killed someone that's a person's child. I tell my children, do not bully anybody, let nobody bully you. I was bullied as a child. People who were close to me had bullied me. So I made a decision that none of my children will be bullied, and I will not take it. I will not allow the girl living with me to bully my children. I will not allow my children bully the girl living with me. In fact, recently, somebody tried to bully my girl, the girl that lives with me. I told the girl came and said, why are you adding so... The girl told the girl living with me, why are you adding so much weight? And my girl kept quiet. She was not talking in the house how the girl doesn't want to leave. I say, see, the next time that girl asks you that, will ask you that kind of question, why are you adding so much weight? You ask her, my dear, you lost so much weight too. I was even about to ask you, hope all is well. So that she'll stop asking you, she'll stop bullying you, she'll allow you be. You can't bully the girl that lives with me, no. You cannot bully her. The girl cannot bully my children cannot bully her. She respects my children children respect her, because respect is reciprocal. Respect do not have any age bracket. I don't understand parents. You give birth to a child. Okay, now Sylvester's parents told him not to worry, that everything was under control. That after this term, according to what I heard, after this term, they'll remove him. But did he complete the term? So you carry pregnancy for 9 months, and then your child tells you something, and I say, don't worry, it's been handled. Most schools, let me tell you, 98% of schools in Nigeria lie a lot, just so that they can save their name. They cover a lot of things. And I'm just getting to know recently, after Sylvester's death, that 2 other people had died in that same school this year. Remember, there was lockdown. So just as children resumed, children have died, and you people are keeping quiet as parents, and you are in that school, and you that is still planning to take your child to boarding school. Please plan well. And you better sign a deal that if anything happens to your child, the blood will be on you. Because let me tell you the truth, that you went to boarding school in those days does not mean that boarding school is the same as today. A lot of things were happening there. It was the Stone Age. But now we have smartphones. Children are exposed to internet, so many things. People are getting... There was one particular thing that was happening in the internet where people push people to hit their head on the wall, and they called it a game. Were you able to watch that in your time? Imagine the kind of things that are in the internet now, and children are exposed to it. Do you know that it will be worse than your time? In your time was a bag of rice 35,000, and you're telling me it is not about boarding school. It is about what? You carry your children from primary school to secondary school in boarding school, university in boarding school. So tell me, what did you instill in those children? And tomorrow when they become something else to the society, you blame it on the devil. My dear, let me tell you something. There are some battles that chooses you, and there are some battles you choose for yourself. Boarding school. Have you even found out the owner of that school? Have you found out their spiritual level? Didn't you just hear that the owner of a hotel in Nigeria went as far as killing a guest in the hotel and lied that the guy did not lodge in their hotel? So that's what the man does. People come to lodge in his hotel and they disappear. But thank God the guy had a conversation with his wife and showed that the receipt he used in paying for the hotel. Imagine that it was not a man who was transparent to his family. That's how that guy would have gone for life. The receptionist was the one that tore it out and quickly carried his head and went to give to their gods, where they appease their gods. And you are telling me this? Parents, is it that because some of you do not pray for God to give you children and you got it on a platter, so you don't know what it means for somebody to pray for children? Then you have a child. The child tells you, Mommy, they are bullying me, and you keep quiet. And some of you who are internet warriors, you see that somebody is grieving and you'll be insulting the family. They should have done that. They should have done this. What have you done to ensure that you create awareness for people to stop doing the things you have accused them of doing? What awareness have you created? Before you type that rubbish word to give to somebody who is grieving, think, if it were me, how will I feel? Sylvester's death pained me so much that I didn't want my kids to even see it. Because I keep preaching against bullying. I spoke to them about it. I just told them. I didn't know these children went to sit down to watch the news and they saw everything that happened. So what are we saying? Boarding school is good. This one is good. Let your children stay with you. Drop them in school. Pick them up. A child leaves from primary school to university without being with you. And then when something is happening to that child, they cannot tell you because they have so bullied them into silence. See, we are not even ready as a people to have this conversation. We are not ready. You say bullying is everything. It happened in your time. It happened in your time. Was it like now? So if you're watching this, some of you say, "Hey, now that I've heard this thing, I will not take my children." No, take them there now. Take them. Take them there. Because it's easy for you to sleep with a man and conceive. And you think it's everybody that opens their leg, sleeps with a man that conceives. God has blessed you with children. You carry them to boarding school for another person to go and instill discipline in them. Are you not ashamed? So when they bully them into discipline, so is that one learning the right way? Can't you teach your children in love? Yes, I'm really angry. Do you know that this Sylvester is not my son? But when this thing happened, I kept telling the people that were accusing me of overreacting for pulling my kids out when a head teacher bullied them. They were speechless. They couldn't say anything. Some of them were sorry. I laid down on my bed to sleep after Sylvester's death, and it was like Sylvester was lying beside me. He's not even my child, so I wonder how his parents are holding on to this. It's really a painful experience for any parent to even go through that. So please, guys, before you take your child to any school, pray about it. When your children say somebody bullied them, even a student, take it seriously. Remove that child from that school. Don't say, finish this term. Did Sylvester finish the term? You cannot take care of your child. These people that will go and instill discipline. You see a child that was expressive, all of a sudden withdrawn, and you don't know if they are beginning to finger that child. And you are telling me, he said that the child will be intelligent. So all those people that went to boarding school have blockheads. A lot of lesbians, a lot of gays walking around because of boarding house. Because they were touched and they told them, if you talk, we'll kill you. There was no mother and father to speak with. Before they came for holidays, they couldn't say it. Be very careful, parents. Be very careful. Be there for your children. Spend quality time with your children. Ask them questions. Be involved. Stop spending money on your children. Spend time with them. They need it. If this video makes sense to you, share it.